Hi, I'm Alyson. Thank you so much, LPR, for having me here. Am I loud enough? Okay. I'm going to read the first couple of pages of my story called Herps. It's what the sign said at the gym. Consult a doctor or medical professional before beginning an exercise program. And, said the doctor. And, Barry repeated, I'm consulting. The doctor frowned, cocked his head. You want to lose weight? Is that it? Not especially, said Barry. I just want a consultation, like the sign says. Oh, that, said the doctor, blinking his eyelids in rapid succession. Well, that's just a liability. You didn't have to come in here for that. Then, sensing Barry was not appeased, he added, Are you healthy? Reasonably so. Do you have a family history of heart disease, diabetes, or high blood pressure? Not that I'm aware of. Then do it. Do what? Start an exercise program. Do what you want. Barry wondered where the doctor got an idea that an exercise program was something he wanted to do. But Barry insisted, I still need a consultation. You just got one, the doctor replied. My consultation is yes. Yes is an affirmation, not a consultation, Barry pointed out. The doctor's nostrils quivered. He cocked his head again. This is an urgent care clinic, he said. Barry nodded. For sick people, the doctor continued. Sick people, or people who have splinters, or need stitches, sometimes for people whose shoulders need to be popped back into their sockets, whose arms flap around like snakes. Snakes don't flap, Barry interrupted. But not for healthy people, the doctor went on. Not about exercise programs. Not in the middle of flu season. On his way out the door, the doctor paused, turning to Barry as if he had just remembered something important. Is that really all? The doctor asked, blinking quickly again. You just wanted some friendly advice? Barry was startled by this question. Is that all? Is that all? Well, wasn't that everything? Passing back through the waiting room, Barry was surprised to notice that it was in fact full of people, just as the doctor had described. Coughing people, clammy people, people whose skin was, under the fluorescent light, tinged faintly green. Out of the corner of his eye, Barry thought he saw a man bleeding profusely from the head, or perhaps wearing a scarlet bandana. Near the exit door, a woman propped a pair of fearfully swollen legs up on a chair. She was very pregnant. As Barry drew nearer, he could see her sweating through her shirt as she rubbed her hard egg belly. I'm okay, she panted to Barry as he passed. It's just Braxton Hicks. Barry didn't know what this was supposed to mean. Lynette would know, he thought. If she were still around, it could be one of those little things he'd ask her about in the messages they traded, a conversation they could have had together. In the parking lot, Barry sat in his car and waited for his breath to return to normal, for his chest to stop feeling so tight, for his heart to stop thumping so violently, despite his lack of family history of heart disease, diabetes, or high blood pressure. He waited for all the symptoms to pass that accompanied any thoughts of Lynette these days. Barry put his hands on the steering wheel, but couldn't bring himself to turn on the engine. He watched in his rear view as a car drew up behind him. A pair of elderly people in matching windbreakers signaled with their blinker that they wanted Barry's spot. Sitting in the front seat, they looked like two of the exact same human being to Barry, replicas of each other side by side, siblings perhaps, or maybe a couple that had begun to develop a striking resemblance over time. Barry had heard that could happen when two people spend their whole lives together, when they found the person to whom they truly belonged. The twins waited motionless for Barry to move. The lot was full of cars. Flu season, he reminded himself. A cold easterly wind blew a wad of dried leaves and dead bugs across Barry's hood. Barry put the keys in the ignition and turned on the heat. Pushing the tiny lever that controlled the window, he rolled it all the way down, slipped his arm out, and waved on the waiting car. He wasn't done yet. He wasn't going anywhere. As Barry breathed in the stale warmth from the vents, he thought once again of all the many ways people can make a mess of their lives when they fail to consult with a professional. A person could drop out of college, for example, just like that, get fired from multiple part-time jobs, max out all his credit cards on exotic pet purchases and high-volume terrariums. A person could pursue a series of ill-advised relationships with women he met on Herps Here, an online message board for reptile and amphibian enthusiasts, only to wake up each time to find them gone, missing without a trace, their email accounts closed down, their phone numbers disconnected, without so much as a goodbye and nice to know you. A person could have even given one of those women the passcode to his bank account. A person Barry knew could make a lot of mistakes at once. The car idling behind his attempted to perform a 3-point turn. Barry watched as the twins in the front seat crept back and forth in the reflection of his mirror. The car was big, its movements cumbersome. It rocked this way and that between the aisle of cars like a 2-headed tortoise that Barry had once seen posted on the Herps board, somewhere deep in the genetic mutations subthread. In a few minutes, the car would right itself, and the twins, too, would be gone from his life. There was just too much, Barry thought, a person could do without consulting a professional first. Was it so wrong to worry how much worse it could go if you didn't consult a professional about the things you were supposed to consult about? I'll stop there. Thank you.